Hello guys, welcome back to the Zyncops IT. So today video is about Cisco Switch basic configuration. So at end of the video you will learn how to configure following things on this Cisco Switch. So the Cisco Switch module is Cisco 2960. So at this moment I already imported the Cisco Switch module and the PC to the packet tracer workspace. So our first task is to console into the Cisco Switch. To console into the Cisco Switch we need to have a console cable. So you can get the console cable using these connections, and here you can see the console cable available. So get that cable and connect it to the RS232 side on this PC and opposite to switch console port. Now I connected this PC and switch. In this packet environment, this PC has a built-in terminal, so we can load the Cisco iOS operating system using that terminal through this cable. Click on this PC, go to desktop tab. Here is the terminal available. Under the default setting, click OK. Now you can see our Cisco iOS operating system has been successfully loaded from this PC. Okay, now our first task is done. Then go to the configure date and time. Okay, hit enter. Now you can see we are in user execution mode, and I need to tell you that we have basically three modes we can operate under the Cisco iOS. So first one is user execution mode. This is that, and by executing the enable command we can go to privilege execution mode, and by executing configure terminal command we can go to global configuration mode. So in this user execution mode you can't do any configurations, just you can do some show commands available to monitor the current configurations, and ping, tracer and SSH likewise commands available, but you can't do any configurations on this user execution mode, same as the privilege execution mode. This allows limited configurations such as clock and likewise. So if you need to access the configurations on this switch, you need to come to the global configuration mode. Okay, that's about the configuration levels. So our task is to configure the date and time. So configuring date and time belongs to the privilege execution mode. So we are now in global configuration mode. Privilege execution level is the previous level before that. So we need to go back, just execute exit command. It will direct you to the privilege execution mode. Now you are in privilege execution mode. So let's configure the date and time. Before configuring date and time, I will show you the current date and time on the system. To show that, we can execute show clock command. Okay, now you can see it is 1993 March 1 and the date time. So this is very old value. We need to update that to the current value. Today is 2026 January 29. So let's configure that value. We can do that using clock set command. Okay, clock set is my command, and we need to define our time. So time is 12:11 second. So this is our minute and second. Okay, make a space, then enter the date. So our today date is 29 January 2026. So enter. If I execute the show clock command right now, you can see the current configured date and time. Okay, now we successfully configured the date and time. Let's move to the configure hostname. To configure hostname, you need to go to the global configuration mode. Then you need to execute configure terminal command. So configure terminal command allow me to move to the global configuration mode. Here you can type this command hostname and define your hostname here by after the space. So hostname space your required hostname to apply. So my hostname is switch 1. So type my hostname and hit enter. If you see this is our previous hostname and this is our configured hostname. Right. So we successfully configured the hostname, then move to the banner message. So banner message configuration is very easy. So banner motd is my command. So usually I use star mark, then hit enter. Now I can place my banner message here. I may say this is a secret system, unauthorized access denied. This is my banner message, and I'm going to decorate it a bit. Okay, and before typing the banner message, so this is my banner message. Before typing that, I use this star mark. So the content between these symbols, if you want, you can type change this to $sign, percentage, any mark. So between those mark, that is the banner message. So if I need to end my banner message, I need to enter the starting mark. So this is my end mark. Similar, both should be similar. Right? Hit enter. Now the content between these two asterisk mark became our banner message. If you want, you can use $sign. So $sign and lastly $sign. Okay, we configured our banner message. So then move to the configure password. So we can configure password, enable password. This is my command, enable password, and my password. My password also the password. Password in another method. Password. Okay, I configured my password. So we can check our password. You can execute. If you want to look at your running configurations, you can execute. You can look your running configuration via this mode also. So we are in global configuration mode. If you use this do command and show running dash config, so using this command you can look for the running configuration from here. Okay, enter. Now you can see we configured our password, the enable password. So this is our password, this one. So it is in plain text. Okay, now we need to move to the secret password. I will show you that. So enable secret is the command to insert the secret password. So password at secret is my secret password. So hit enter, and to show running dash config, let's see our current configurations. So you can see we have enable password, previous one, and enable secret, our password, but we configured password at secret, but we can see here something weird. So it's because it already encrypted. If you configure secret password, it automatically encrypted one. So using the MD5 hashing algorithm, it also already encrypted. That is why you can't see your plain text password here. And a special thing I need to show you, if we go to the exit and exit, now you can see I am in user execution mode. If I hit enable, it asks for a password. To reason why we configure password is this, because we need to protect if someone move to the user execution mode to the privilege execution mode, we apply password and verify the authentication. So that's why we configure that password. So here it asking for a password. We configure two passwords at the moment. First one is in normal password, and the second one is secret password. So if you did not configure the secret password at this moment, the password normal, the plain text one is, if we type this as a password, it will work. But if you configure the secret password, that plain text password automatically disabled. So at this moment, our password, the requested password is our secret password, the highest prioritized value. So password at secret is my password for the this, and you can see someone login to the system, the banner message display we configured. Okay, now we are in privilege execution mode, and we configured secret password. So let's configure console password. Why we need to configure a console password is because, so we have our physical switch and someone come to near to the switch and get a console cable, plug into his laptop, and the other side he connect in unauthorized way, and he just console. So using the PuTTY or some terminal emulator software, he connected to the Cisco iOS. So if we configure the console password, when he log in, I mean when he console into that Cisco switch, it asking for a separate password. So that is our console password. So when we console it asks for a password, and if he successfully inserted it and enter into the system, it come to this side, which is use execution mode, and he need to again type the password, the secret password. So let's configure the console password. To configure the console password, we need to go to the configure terminal. Okay, we can configure it line console. This is my command to configure the console password, and console, after the console keyword, we should mention the console ID. So in this switch we have only a one console port. So the one console port, single console port, the console port number is 0. So we enter that. Now we are in config line. So we are going to configure the console connectivity. So we can type password command and enter the password at console. Okay, this is the password that we need to configure when someone going to console into the system. Okay, now I'm going to log in and exit. Right, I configured console password. Now I will show you the running configuration. Do show running -config. If we look at, we can see our secret password, and go back. So our banner message, and here you can see the password for the line console. So this is our console password. It also in plain text. So this is not good to save our password in as a plain text. So we need to encrypt all of the password on this system. So we have a command to encrypt all of these password at once. So that is service password encryption. This is the command. Now I go back to the running configuration to show running -config. Now see, so this is our plain text password. The first password we configured, it also encrypted. And let's move. Okay, this is our console password. There is no any password in plain text right now. It also encrypted. So that's how we encrypt the password on this system. So final stage. So the running configuration is stored on NVRAM. So if power gone, our configuration will be lost. So it's on a volatile memory. So we need to move these configurations, which is running configurations, into the volatile memory, which is flash on this switch. So how to save our configurations? That's a good question. So to save our configuration, let's move to the privilege execution mode and execute copy running -config startup -config. So using this command, we have updated our running configuration. So we move that running configuration to the startup configuration. So startup configuration is the configuration that use when the switch booting. So startup configuration is non-volatile and the running configuration is volatile. So execute this, and it asks for a destination file name. You can hit enter. If you want a destination file name, you can give a name. So it built in the configuration. So now I have successfully saved the configuration. So let's check our configurations. Exit from here and just close all. Okay, go to terminal. I'm going to get the console into this switch. So okay, it's asking for use access verification. So what do you think, which password we should enter here? This is about console password, because we actually consoling into the system, so we have already configured the console password. When someone coming to the coming as a console connectivity, we configured the this password, console password. So type it password at console. Okay, we successfully passed that authentication. I entered the password at console. So I am at use execution mode right now. So execute enable command to move to the privilege execution mode. Now it asks for another password. So this time it asking this secret password. So password at secret is the password. If I type password, it's not working because the plain text password is not working at the moment because of we configure secret password. So it success. Now I am at privilege execution mode, and you can see the banner message also displayed if someone going to console into the system. So now what we need to do, banner message, all the things okay, seems like I will show you something. We can I said we saved our configuration. So if we successfully saved our configuration, if I reload the switch, this system configuration cannot be deleted. So because it moved to the non-volatile memory. So I will reload this switch now. Yes. Let's see. It's booting, and okay, now it's asking for a password. This is about password console. Okay, now enable and password at secret. Okay, so running dash config for look for the running configuration. Yeah, double it. Okay, you can see our configurations has not been lost, they are saved. So it means we successfully saved our configurations on the system. In the next video we will look at router basic configurations. So I like to thank you for watching, and see you in next video.